Abe, and today for my final, I'm going to be talking about Ayumi Hamasaki. She is from Japan to be exact, and she is super popular in Japan and in all the Asian countries. And today I'm going to show you and talk about a little bit about why. So I was born in Japan, but I was raised in Utah. And so I asked some of my Japanese friends if they knew who she was. And they looked at me as if I was crazy and I was from a different world because they said everyone knows who she is. And so we're going to talk about a little bit about her personal life. I'm going to show you little clips about her performing, and we'll go from there. And so I wanted to show you, tell you a little bit about who she is. And she was born in Fukuoka, Japan, like I said. She was born October 2nd, 1978. And as you see these pictures, you might think, oh man, she was born from a wealthy family. But the truth is she wasn't. She was actually raised by her mother because her father ran away when she was about 3 years old. And so her mom and her grandmother took care of her. Now, at a young age, her mother was working hard, but the income that was coming in wasn't enough. And so at age 7, she decided that she was going to start modeling. And that helped bring in some income for her family. And so she started modeling for local institutions and banks and things like that. After a while, though, at age 14, a young age, she decided that she wanted to move out and go to Tokyo, a bigger city, and to become a model. And so as she was there trying to pursue that goal, she was actually turned down. And she then, from there, she started pursuing a musical agency. Sadly, failed there as well. From there, she actually moved on to wanting to becoming an actor. And again, she failed there as well. And so obviously after failing so many times, I'm sure she was down on herself that she moved back in with her mother. But as she was going to school, she realized that the school wasn't something that she wanted to keep on doing. She didn't feel like education was very important, and so she decided that she was going to drop out. And so which she did. And from there, as she dropped out, she decided to just work at a job and actually, as she was singing at a karaoke, her friend introduced her to a very popular producer named Max Matsuda, and he was kind of the reason why she became very popular. And so he actually sent her to New York to do some training, vocal training, but she didn't really like how they were training, and she felt like there's more to do. And so she was very interested in writing songs, actually. And so she started writing her own songs. Now, when she wrote her own songs, the songs didn't, get to the top right away. But the producers can tell that she had potential. It kept getting better and better and better. And so, as she continued to write her songs and sing at the same time, people saw um, a different um, a difference in her, the way that she wrote her song and the way that she sang as well. And so I'm going to show you a little bit later on about her live performance, and you'll be able to see that difference. But before I move on to that, not only was she a huge songwriter and a singer, but she was a huge fashion icon in Japan. As you can see with both of these pictures, short hair, long hair, different types of makeup. And so a lot of people followed her because she was actually known in Japan as the most fashionable artist. And so she made sure to change her style and to set the trend. And so in which she's been doing a great job. She actually owns her own clothing line, and so she's very, very successful. And so now I want to show you a clip of her performing live, and I want you to remember, where she came from and how much she grew. And also, I want you guys to pay attention on the lyrics that she wrote. What kind of songs does she write? And so this is going to be her live performance. and we'll just watch that.
いつも強い子だねって言われ続けてた。だからわからないふりをしていた。行くぜ、よぎらっしゃどうして泣いているの？どうして迷ってるの？どうして立ち止まるの？ねえ教えて。いつから大人になる？いつまで子供でいいの？どこから走ってきて、ねえどこまで走るの？居場所がなかったら見つからなかったら未来には期待できるのかわからずにいつも強い子だねって言われ続けてた。だからいて夢って褒められたりしていたよ。そんなことで一つも望んでなかった。だからわからないふりをしていた。どうして笑ってるの？どうしてそばにいるの？どうして離れてくの？ねえ教えて。いつから強くなった？いつから弱さ感じた？いつまで待っていればわ
right. So that was her live performance. And what did you notice about the lyrics that she sang? What I noticed is, and a lot of people notice, is a lot about talks a lot about loneliness and individualism, and she's able to connect with a lot of people that way. And so, actually, a lot of her songs sold over millions of copies, and she earned the Japan Gold Disc Award for the Best New Artist of the Generation. And so, and other albums that she produced after that actually brought in millions and millions of dollars. And so, that in that aspect, she's very, very popular. And so now I want to talk a little. Lastly, I just want to talk a little bit about some unique facts about Ayumi Hamasaki. We know that she has a lot of talent for writing music and also performing at the same time. She's a huge, fashion icon. She's actually a speaker as well, and so she does a lot of things. Um, but number one, she's deaf in 1 year actually, um, and she still performs. Basically, nothing stops her from pursuing her goals. And so one funny thing was that because she was deaf in 1 year, one time it caused her to fall off the stage when she was performing. And so one of my friends, she's a really huge fan of her, and I got that information from her. And next thing, she got married to Manuel Schwartz, but unfortunately got divorced just within 1 year. So that was pretty quick. And her first recording deal came after singing at karaoke. So you never know where you're at. There's people around watching you, and so make sure to keep it up like she did. And she is honestly known as a legend, not just in Japan, but literally all over Asia. And I think that's really amazing, and I really love her story of even though many people told her that she couldn't do it, she continued to push and to pursue her goals. That's something that's very, not very many people have that kind of attribute, but I really admire that about her. And lastly, something I want to point out is obviously she's rich, she's loaded, she's very successful, but she doesn't keep that money to herself. I'm sure that many of you know, but in Japan there was an earthquake and tsunami a couple years ago, which destroyed a lot of Japan, and have needing to rebuild some of the properties of Japan. And she actually donated. This is actually quite a bit of money, but she donated $30 million, or yen, I guess, in Japan, to help, help the people, help rebuild homes and institutions. And so, not only is she someone that you know is a great singer or a supermodel, but she's also someone that gives back. And I think that's a very important trait to have, even if you're a celebrity, is to always give back. And I feel that she understands that, because she came from a poor family. She came from a family that wasn't very wealthy. And so I thought for me that was a great lesson that I learned from her and her example, of two things: not giving up, even when people around you doubt you, and number two, you're popular, but man, just giving. And so, well, that's a little bit about Ayumi Hamasaki. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me or just look it up online. All right, thank you very much.